Hello.
Hello,
Hi, nice to meet you. Marce.
Hodlonaut.
You guys heard that? That's insane. Nostr.Report here with him. What? Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Happy to do it. I'm a huge fan of Nostr. I wasn't really aware of Nostr.Report, but I am now.
Great.
And yeah, happy to have a talk.
Thank you. Thank you for this and your time. I know you're busy, and this is a big thing going on right now. But Nostr.Report is focused on growing Nostr and giving out the information that's needed for people who need Nostr to have it.
Yeah,
And I think someone like you could really give us a lot of insight. I want to start talking a little bit about you for those out there who have been living under a rock and don't know anything about you. Also, because Nostr.Report is very focused on bridging people outside of the Bitcoin space into Nostr. And I think your story could really make sense of why you're needed and why Nostr is needed.
sure.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you got started into Bitcoin. If you could tell us some of that.
Yeah, sure. I discovered Bitcoin back in 2013 for the first time, and I was instantly like very intrigued and very excited. I think I was pretty much orange pilled instantly.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
I of course have run into some traps since then. I mean, that's why I try to tell people, don't trade, stay humble, stack sats, just like Odell says.
Stay humble.
Because the fallacy of, I'm just gonna trade some shitcoins to get more sats. I mean, totally fell into that in the early days.
Yes.
Did not get more sats.
No. No.
Yeah, I mean, it just resonated with how I already viewed the world and like some of the issues I saw in the world. So
Okay, talking about those issues, we've known that you're very outspoken. Um, so I have some key questions. I want to know who was Hodlonaut before all the fake Toshi situation, and who is he now?
I think he's the exact same guy.
Same.
Same guy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've always been outspoken. I always, I've never been one to accept that other people tell me what I can say or not say. I will speak my mind. I have accepted consequences for that before Craig Wright decided to come after me. Obviously, I would have loved to avoid that whole conflict, and if I had been given any other way out than actually, apologizing and saying that he is Satoshi, I would have grabbed it, of course. I did not want this, but I will also not bend the knee to their demands of accepting that he is Satoshi, which he obviously is not.
Obviously not. We can all agree on that.
We can agree.
Um, Going down to that, you were forced to come out of where you were. You were forced to, violently forced to take the identity you had created for yourself
Yeah.
and expose your whole life. If you would have known that was going to happen, how would you have done it differently at the beginning? Would you been more open of who you are, or would have just kept yourself as a nim?
I mean, in hindsight, I see now that my OPSEC wasn't good enough. They did go very hard trying to find me, and they did use private investigators in both England and Norway. So they succeeded in finding me. I expected them to succeed when they said they would start to try to find me. So I guess, yeah, I would have been more careful with my OPSEC than I was. But that being said, I never aimed for being anyone special on Twitter or anywhere. I was just a random pleb, and I still consider myself just a random pleb, to be honest. I never had any ambitions or targets of being an influencer or whatever. So
Now we have different tools, right?
yeah,
Twitter is clearly not a place for privacy.
True.
And it's not a place for freedom of speech. And most of the platforms that we have, the legacy platforms that we have, are definitely out there willing to sell your information, your private messages to the best bidder, right?
Yeah.
What what tools do you think are important now that you would have liked to have back then?
I mean, obviously Nostr. Thing is, I mean, I think Nostr is just mind-blowing, important technology. And at the moment, I tweet more than I use Nostr. The reason for that is that at this moment in time, I kind of need or want my tweets to be seen by as many people as possible, and also people outside of Bitcoin.
Yes.
So that's the reason for that. But yeah, I mean, I would probably be exclusively Nostr if Nostr was there back in 2019.
And if we had a bigger signal.
Yeah.
And what do you think we should do in order to have a bigger signal? Because there's other people out there that also want to protect their identities that maybe are
Yeah.
not in Bitcoin, but they
Yeah.
do need to protect their identity. How do we reach those people?
I think what you are doing right now. Like, I think Nostr.Report is one way to do it, and probably one of many ways that will make it happen. I think it's going to be we have to accept low time preference. I think it's not going to happen tomorrow. We're going to have to accept that this is going to grow slowly, but it's going to continue growing. And we're at some point, the world heading in the direction it is, more and more people will see the value of technology like Nostr. So I think, the direction of the world, the direction of authoritarianism, combined with, all the passionate people like you and Nostr users and Bitcoiners, we will just keep adding. And I don't think I've always said, like, you can't be un-orange pilled after you get orange pilled, and I don't think you can get un-Nostr pilled either.
Purple pill.
Purple pilled, of course. Sorry, yeah.
Talking about pills, I think who said this? Not sure someone who said this, but someone said the purple pill makes the orange pill go down easier.
Yeah.
Talking evolution in general, you started the lightning torch. That was an invoice.
Yeah.
Now we have subs.
Yep.
You've watched how it has evolved, and I want to know because I'm recently new here. I've been here for 2 years, and I've seen it evolve a lot. But what is it like, and what do you think it needs? Um, what should we keep doing and pushing to make sure that it goes beyond SAPs in it?
Do you mean then the integration of Lightning and the value for value transactions?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I have like a magic solution to that. I'm just personally really happy to see it kind of happening in ways that I dreamt of without knowing exactly how it would manifest. But seeing podcasting 2.0, like streaming sats to podcasters, having the sat stream being split in 2 or 3 to the guests or the producers. It's stuff like that makes me happy, and it's a very strong feeling of wow in this. And yeah, so it's like very comparable to the first Bitcoin transaction, the first Lightning transaction, the first Nostr message, the first SAP. It's one of those like things that feel a little irreversible. I'm like, oh shit,
Yes.
we have this now. It's not gonna go away.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're amazing. And this has been a wonderful conversation to have. You're like with the Lightning Network. I'm like by being here and being able to do this. So thank you again.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.